From this local support, XRP has bounced off, which is a positive sign that we did not give up the 0.47 level of support. On a daily, we did wick to the downside. The daily candle shows you clearly that it formed a hammer pattern close to 0.47. So XRP on that front is holding on. It is still attracting buyers. You can actually watch that this trend line, yes, it is a resistance. The moving average itself is a resistance. But the price is now trying to bring in a price action which we have seen before. Can we repeat something similar with a bit bigger scale? If we do, that's bullish. But then the question becomes like, okay, what does the general market sentiment show you? This is Ether, and that shows you the micro trend line did break, but the RSI trend line did not. The horizontal range, which has been valid for a few weeks, it's still relevant. So that's when you have to move into the total altcoin market, and there seems to be a divergence, which is bullish. But last time, the same thing came in on a micro chart, we experienced this 5% drop. So let's get into the weeds of that, because it seems we're watching 400 trillion plus, which is slowly moving into the real world assets on the blockchain industry. So the digital asset industry is about to invite a lot of it. It may not come all together, but even 10% of that, even 5% of that is monumental for real world assets. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, you're looking at the crypto market. It is doing a lot of choppy moves for sure, but you do get to see the market is trying to push higher in certain assets. So just don't jump into them because it's moving on the day, unless you're micro trading. Look for the macro trend as well. And that is where you look for the macro of understanding, okay, there is a lot happening in the total market. Crypto market is heavily bullish on the macro side. But when you're zoomed in and you're like, okay, what I care about is this month, the next month, or this 3 months, if that's you, then you are zoomed in. You're looking through the volatility to see what the hell is really happening. So if the altcoin market made a bullish divergence and then faked out last time, which is just like a month before, I would argue there should be similar whales on the selling side and the buying side who may actually be doing this. They would be starting to slowly build bullish divergence. So the retail would think we are about to go back up. But before it gives you a confirmation, it then breaks to the downside. There is a capitulative move. Now, capitulation is great because that's the bottom. But this one is happening on a micro horizon. So you literally have to go back and ask the question, if that micro move is to happen, where the hell are we going to touch? And that means this range, which you can see in front of you, the total altcoin market, it is showing you clearly one thing for fact. That range has been acting as a resistance support range for like few months. So the entire April, entire May, we kept that alive. Now here in June, if we retest that, it is going to be a bullish region. Now, say you are a long-term guy looking at the long-term trend. What is valid here? As of now, you're watching a divergence. Price is still trending higher. However, if you do take a horizontal ray and look for the trend, you're slowly breaking to the downside on the RSI. If you do look at the trend, this is the trend in the RSI. You already broke to the downside. But the price did not. That means you're building the divergence. Now, what are we talking about? We had similar range here where the price dropped. However, you're looking at the divergence and how it was built in. You're watching the RSI drop way lower. So the RSI increased to the downside, or it showed a ton more selling power. But the price failed to break that lower. So if we can form such a candle here on a weekly, it should look like a reversal signal. So you need to see a bounce off at this range, which is going to be the most bullish scenario. Why? The same thing which we just talked about. This range on total altcoin market, on the price side, staying at a horizontal support, while the RSI is building a hidden bullish divergence, which is valid from last 6 months, is true to this time. The price is going up, however, the RSI actually went down. So you just saw a lot of selling pressure entering the market, trying to push it lower. But the market didn't go down. 1. 2, it's getting closer and closer towards the trend line support. And this trend line should not be neglected by anyone. We're just connecting the bottoms of this all the way from June 2022. And here you are, you're getting really close. The major portion of this ride is done. Now, this is what you're looking at. So if you're panicking at this point, you may feel very bad in few weeks from now. Because when the price do reverse, which it does every now and then, whenever there is a correction, inside a macro trend like this, you're looking at which side the money is flowing into. Daily close in the Bitcoin dominance shows you clearly just the last 24 hours brought in a lot of selling pressure in terms of Bitcoin dominance, which means altcoins are starting to attract more capital. Bitcoin dominance is slowing down. Bitcoin dominance is getting rejected on a macro horizon. So if you do count all of them together, there is only one answer. And we're getting very, very close to that. Yes, we know this is a macro chart where you're getting this direction, which means it can develop over a few weeks to a couple of months or 3-4 months. We don't know. But what we do know is that when it broke to the downside last time, the total time taken below the weekly moving average for the entire season is like 130 days. But the absolute bottom came in like 100 days. Now, we didn't break the moving average on a weekly to the downside yet on the Bitcoin dominance. But we did pull off these candles. One, it showed it can be a 2-candle continuation, but the price failed at 57 range. The very next week, price action came up with this candle, a bearish engulfing candle, which pushed the price to the downside. So even if you wick to the upside here and come back down, or you directly go back down, which would be the absolute thing which I would look at, like such a move in the price action here would be absolutely great for the altcoins. But can it be that big? Will it be like this? Will it be like this? We don't know. But in any case, all of those scenarios are super bullish for the market, the altcoin market, because your major support remains here at the bottom. You have a long way to come, which is 47, 48 in the Bitcoin dominance, which is the first level of support. Now, as of now, you're still waiting to see when it gets rejected, because we know the moving average acts as a support. You may come back down and flirt with that range. You may come back down and flirt with that range. In this season, we haven't done that yet. So the 47, 48 range in the Bitcoin dominance is wide open. That can just be the first leg. We may see another bounce. We don't know. But when the price shows you the dominance is coming back down, and at this support level, if it does form bullish divergence, yeah, at that point, you have time and data points to then explain what's happening or to reanalyze what the hell can be the next move. Because as soon as the market gives you new data, you have to take that in and analyze that with what has happened in the past. So now we're here on a weekly. You're not watching a bounce, rather you're watching a negative divergence developing. Yes, this is key. You should not ignore this. Until and unless we create a bullish divergence, I would be talking about the exact same thing and following it up. Few would be interested. Majority would go for the hype. That's fine. But what matters is that the price gives you the negative divergence, and then it consolidates there or give a small bounce here and there, which would be the key factor for the altcoin market to take off. It's already giving you a hidden bullish divergence. It's already giving you the macro phase of that bull season inside which we are in. So you can put that on a monthly, you can use that on a weekly, it doesn't matter. But what matters is the fact that the moving average on a monthly is trending to the upside and the price is above that. You didn't go into the FOMO territory, you didn't go into the euphoric season, so that's coming. The clear-cut question is, how many of us would be still there riding it to that position? Because on the short end, the whales, the financial institutions, they have the ability to kick the majority out, especially with market volatility or the time volatility. Right here, you don't have too much time volatility to go through. A week or two is completely fine for most of us who have already spent years in this market. And when we do recognize the fact that on a daily candle, you are trying to absorb a lot of the selling pressure, that's good. What you're watching is that there is a lot of people selling, but they fail to break this to the downside. As of now, the bias is still coming in, buying more and more and more altcoins, which is heavily bullish. And XRP is a part of it because we are also attracting great buying at this level of support. If you extend that support, what you are going to watch is that this level has been active for a long period of time, which would then mean, okay, on a weekly, if XRP looks like this, what would you do? On a weekly, if XRP did pull this off, how will you react? Because the reaction point is not the micro movement. The reaction point should be the macro breakout pattern. And if you do get that, yes, at that point, you have all the right to go super bullish on this asset. Right now, it's at the support. If you are a net buyer of this asset, considering long horizons, yeah, this is one of the perfect buying opportunity in front of you. But if you're looking at the trend, If you are looking at short term, then as of now, what you're watching is one big candle to the downside, which then took almost 3 candles. We only have 24 hours for this candle close, and as of now, it's already forming a hammer, inverted hammer at the resistance, which means most likely the next week, this is going to go down. Can it be a candle like this, which is what I really would like to see? That means like Jan, like Feb, we'll actually start watching a lot of these altcoins starting to pop. So guys, if you want to follow all of those breakout calls, the targets, the measured moves, join the SI family with 1,000+ members and take benefit of this opportunity. And if you haven't smashed the like button yet, I would request, smash that for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.